Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 18 of Vlogmas. So for today's video, it has been almost a year, I think, since I have done one of these murder mystery games. I honestly love doing these little games and playing along with you guys. It's just that this process is so time consuming as much as I love to do it, because on average, you know, it can take anywhere from like an hour to 3 hours possibly to solve this and film this, and then having to import all of that and edit that footage takes double the amount of time. And I know when you're actually watching the videos, it's about 40 minutes to an hour. But yeah, no, that's just a lot of stuff was cut out and edited. So that's the reason why, unfortunately, I have to find the time to do it and be motivated to want to do it. But I figured, why not do one for Vlogmas? We have a hunt a killer case. I've done them before on my channel. I should just make a playlist of like murder mystery games, because I've done hunt a killer, unsolved case files, maybe another one, but I know those two are like the main two that I have. But this is Homicide at the Heist. I think I got this last Christmas, so I've had this sitting in my room for a year. It is kind of unopened. I don't really know how this got like that. I am a little nervous because this says difficulty medium. You know, I do think I am a detective, but most of the time I think the level of difficulty is like easy. This is what I mean though, is that this one says it could take anywhere from 90 minutes to 120, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're just gonna get right into this. What I like to do, you guys can skip around, skip ahead, whatever. I like to just share everything that's included and then read everything to you, show up close. I kind of hope everything is just like in the box and you don't have to go online to do anything, just because that kind of gets to be a little bit of a pain. If you guys want to play along, do not spoil anything in the comments. Don't say that, I don't know, John Doe was the killer or whatever. You know, let's play it together. Let's get into it. Here we have it opened up. Then you have this little pamphlet. This is just kind of like the introduction and setting up the gameplay. We've been here before, which I probably will refer back to that later for something. But okay, so then we have this letter. I'm not gonna read it yet. I'm gonna share everything first and then we'll go back through. Okay, and then in here, in this little compartment here, there's like this bracelet, some papers here that are folded. I'm guessing these are probably the suspects because it's a couple different people we have on these pages. So there's that. These look, I want to fold this back up so I don't get it mixed up. These look to be voice recordings, but like the transcript of them. Okay, we have a paddle sort of thing, a newspaper cutout, which every time I play these games, the newspaper cutout is a very important piece. There's something in this most likely that, I don't know if it always will help you solve the game, but like you might glance over it, but then the clue is in here. I have an incident report paper, this auction pamphlet with some jewelry inside. This is what looks like a map or a blueprint, sort of. Oh boy. We have a tin case here with a lock. This lock is pretty nice quality, but I'm sure that's part of something you have to figure out. And this is actually supposed to be candy. So it says, but it don't really sound like candy, because on the back it has like nutrition facts and everything. And that is about it. So I feel like we don't have too much going on here. I'm not sure. I feel like I usually have a lot more to work with, I think, but it's okay. Let's get, oh, never mind. I see why, because I just saw this on the back of this letter from Nikki's Arcade. It's bolded. Go to nickisbarcade.com. So we will have to be online for some parts of this. Let's read this letter first. It says, "Hello, detective. My name is Vincent Wagner and my brother Nicky is dead. They made me identify his body because I'm the only family. It was just us. I need to find out who did it. I can't go to the cops because Nicky and I aren't exactly upstanding citizens. He was part of a team that was trying to steal a diamond and now he's gone. One of them on the crew did it." Also, another thing I want to make a quick note of that if you actually have this game and you're playing along, I do have a tendency to kind of like paraphrase or like skip through or just, you know, get to the point if there is something like really long and like rambling. So I might not read it how it's exactly written. I kind of just try to shorten things sometimes. Nicky was a really skilled safecracker. He was big and bold. I hang back. Some people say hacker, but I just have a knack for finding things out and making things happen from my computer. We never really hurt nobody. It was just our way. Ever since we were kids, you've heard the story, running away from foster care, living on the streets. For us, it was real life, and Nicky always watched out for me. If we weren't stealing dinner from a convenience store or running the lost kid gag, we were picking purses and spending all the money at the arcade. It was rough, but we made it. I'm clean now, mostly. I helped my brother out a little bit, but nothing like this job. I told Nicky it was too big. I didn't want him to do it, but once he saw a challenge, you couldn't get him off of it. He always had something to prove. I bugged his phone, sort of. Without going into too much detail, I put something on his phone that would access all the other phones around. It used voice to text, so I have this transcript of what they were saying before and after the job, but I don't have the audio. I can't tell who's saying what other than Nicky, but I was able to figure out each individual voice. I labeled them 1 through 7, and Nicky knew enough about the people he was working with for me to put together a dossier on the whole crew. I added Nicky in there so you can know him a bit. Working through those documents is a good place to start. We'll need a place to communicate, and I've dug up some stuff online for you. Go to the website and type Nicky25 in the search bar. The website's not real yet, just a thing I've been thinking about. Once you're in, you'll find the autopsy and crime scene report I was able to pull from the cops. There's a messenger. That's the best place to contact me when you find Nicky's killers. The auction house was more difficult to hack into than the cops. I found a mid-level manager who had some online activity they didn't want anyone to know about. I convinced the guy to get me a hard copy of the security report, a bracelet found at the scene, a blueprint of the auction house, and the pamphlet from the event. I threw in a newspaper article too that gives some info about the job. There's this lockbox. Nicky would send these to me before a job. He said it was his insurance policy in case something went wrong and he needed leverage over the people he was working with. He would tease me that if it wasn't on a computer, I couldn't figure it out. He's right. He gave me a hint on the auction paddle. Don't force this open. I popped one of these boxes before and ink sprayed. He texted me later and asked if I blew myself up. I need to know who did this. I don't know what I'm going to do to them, but that's not important. When you find out who killed my brother, send me their name through the messenger I set up. I'll be ready. I'm gonna put this to the side. I don't really think that's gonna have too much to do with like needing proof. First, we have Nicky. He's 25. He has a criminal history of petty theft, breaking and entering. This is the victim. He eats too much candy, likes to joke around, is smarter than he gives himself credit for. Convenience store hot dogs are his favorite food and has an irrational fear of mayonnaise. So this is the one side. On the other side is Sydney or Sid Baker. He has a criminal history of speeding violations, fraud, and Grand Theft Auto. He owns multiple cars, including a 1967 red Ford Mustang Fastback. Has an ex-wife, Teresa, daughter Ivy, and he's a high school dropout and career criminal. Then we have Dolores. She has criminal history of a grifter, con artist, selling forged art, identity theft, failed counterfeit bonds operation. Her family was considered high society until the father went to prison for money laundering. Graduated from Drexel with a degree in business management. Mother died. Survivor of breast cancer in remission since 2019. Then we have Loic Townsend. So this was Dolores here. And on the back we have this other guy. His criminal history is grifter, con artist, selling of stolen goods, fencing, smuggling, impersonating gallery owners. Then his biography is old money, grandfather self-proclaimed explorer and adventurer. Father squandered his inheritance to finance expeditions around the world. Known to smoke expensive cherry tobacco cigarettes called Rêve de Cerise, imported only from France. I know I didn't say that right. I'm sorry. Then we have Teddy King. And then the description on some of them, they sometimes wear like a disguise. So this guy here, he sometimes wears a mustache. Teddy sometimes wears a beard, wears glasses, but he sometimes has contacts, which I know that's not really a disguise. This guy often has dyed hair. Nothing for Dolores though. But Teddy, his criminal history is former driver for a crew who stole jewels and art from various old money families in the 1980s, and he's recently released from prison. I don't know why we need to know his younger sister Mary lives in Los Angeles, but okay. He has an association with a mafia, and he was once engaged to this woman that's the daughter of Kingpin Peter Petrov. Then we have Francesca. She has past arrests for assault, battery, and reckless driving. She's skilled in hand-to-hand combat, formal professional bodybuilder. She has a daughter and currently going through a divorce. The next one. Then our last person is Adina. She is a con artist connected to previous heists, though not enough evidence to convict. She's a con artist, large family back in Santa Fe, no known criminals. Many of her family members are entertainers, and she frequents musical theater events. We have the paddle that apparently has some sort of clue, and I'm going to say possibly the clue is something to do with all these numbers here. It says, "Hey baby boy, careful, this is a live one. Or is it, huh? Hold this for me until I get back. If you need to open it, here's a hint. It's the real world. Find the job and open some doors." We're going to come back to this because I feel like maybe we're supposed to start on 4, 9, and 9. I feel like that's a little bit too easy. Oh wait, you can't go to 13. That was kind of dumb. Maybe you're supposed to do it 13 times. Or maybe 201. About like 102 in case he does it upside down. Okay, that was wishful thinking. This is the blueprint of the auction house. See, there's a couple bathrooms and storage room, auction hall, reception area, maintenance closet, kitchen, alley, door, hallway. These are bathrooms, surveillance, jewelry pieces. This is the incident report. This is from Felix, your safety advisor. Felix Security is an independent contractor providing security services on site as contracted. So the client is Penderson Auction House, and then the summary is at approximately 9 p.m. on Friday night, an employee discovered the body of an unidentified individual in the storage room. The employee was en route with Felix guards Smith and Rodriguez to access the final lot set to go to auction, a diamond contained within the room's safe. The individual was discovered within the high-value locker, having evidently gained access to the cordoned-off safe in the area. The individual appears to have opened the safe and replaced the blue Stardust diamond that was supposed to be auctioned off that evening with a replica. Police were contacted by the Penderson employee at 9:03 p.m. and arrived within 10 minutes to interview witnesses. It was later discovered that Felix guard Johnson had been rendered unconscious, potentially with a chemical dart in the surveillance room. Felix guard Simmer, who was posted outside the rear exit, was rendered unconscious in a similar fashion. The guards Mueller and Rush, assigned to the high-value storage area, reported being struck with darts but were not significantly affected. They were physically assaulted and rendered unconscious. Before guard Rush was knocked out, they enacted automatic security protocols remotely. It was later discovered that there was an incident at reception. A well-dressed man with the provided name David Stonewall claimed to be the head of Felix Security and demanded to be connected to the surveillance room. The first-year Penderson employee at reception allowed the request. Upon conclusion of the call, the man immediately left the building through the front entrance. A transcription of the call is listed below under miscellaneous notes. Security protocols. Number 1, the door of the surveillance room auto-locks for 20 minutes and cannot be opened for the duration. Enacted during the night of the incident, 8:21 p.m. All Felix personnel evacuate all persons present in the building. Not enacted during the night of the incident. With guard Johnson unconscious in the surveillance room, there was no one to instruct evacuation via PA system. 3, the interior door of the storage room auto-locks for 20 minutes and cannot be opened for the duration. Enacted but failed. The auto-locking feature triggered appropriately, but the door to the storage room was open when triggered, resulting in a door that was locked but out of jam. And then miscellaneous notes. Call transcript from reception to surveillance room. Call made at 8:37 p.m. and it lasted for 18 seconds. Reception, almost over there, just a few more minutes. Surveillance, I know. Reception, they didn't evacuate, should be able to slip into the crowd. Surveillance, I know, okay. Reception, I can't. Surveillance, I know. Reception, all right. So that's all that is there on the back. And then the last we have are the transcriptions between all of the crew members. You just don't know who is who. It's going to be voices 1 through 7, so I'm just going to say 1, 7, 3, whatever. But starting off with voice 1 is, okay, I feel like I've been saying this is a major job and we're going to use code names. 7 says, can we pick them? 1 says no. 2, can I pick mine? 1, stop it. Everyone has a copy and you've got to memorize it. 3 days. We're destroying before we go. Rabbit, tiger, donkey, bear, piglet, Christopher. 7, you're the kangaroo. 4, pipe down. 1, I'm owl. 3, I am satisfied with the selections. 1, I don't care, we have names, we have jobs, we have a plan, learn it. That was the end of the first conversation. Then we're going to start off with the next one with voice 2. Nice beads, where'd you get them? Cruise ship lost and found. 6, mind your business, scumbag, they're my kid's name. 2, Jesus, you don't gotta leave, it was just a joke. 5, you shouldn't joke, sweetie, people don't like it. 2, gotta lighten the mood around here, you know? 5, it doesn't inspire confidence, it makes you seem irresponsible, like little piggy over there. 2, the kid's alright, seems good at his job. 5, he's not good on a team, I worked with him before, he was showing off and almost got me killed. 2, well, you're here now and you look alright to me. 5 says, no, do not start. That's the end of that one. We have voice 4, I don't like him, that's all I'm saying. 1 says, he can be a little much, but you may be looking at the best safe cracker in the world, he's a genius. 4, and a dumbass. 1, reminds you of a dumbass genius I used to know. 4, I was never that bad, are you sure you're feeling up to this? 1, 2019 is in my rear view, I'm fine, stop asking. 4 says, it's just. 1, I know I'm good, but I've been thinking about calling it quits. And then 1 also says, big score, if it turns out to be big enough, cut, you might never hear from me again. 4, can't say I like it, but if things go bad, I'm out, can't go back. Then starting on the next one with voice 5, what's this, are you trying to say I'm dramatic? 1, it's just something I thought you'd like, you've done a lot for this job and I wanted to say thank you. 5, not that much. 1, embedding is a commitment and I appreciate it. 5, and I'll appreciate my cut, my darling. Then the next one starts with voice 1, those will rot your teeth. 7, there's worse vices, right? 1, was your brother too good for my invitation? 7, it's not like that. 1, people usually don't say no to me. 7, he said no thank you, he's trying to be more of a citizen lately, he wants to be safe. 1, and what are you thinking? 7, I'm thinking safes are for cracking and I want him to be happy. That's pretty much it for that one. Next one is voice 4, no, nope, diazepam won't do it. 6, it will work. 4, Christ, they're not having panic attacks. 2, yeah, Christ, what he said. 4, shut up. 1, he's right, they have to stay down, it's gotta be haloperidol. 1, this needs to be smooth, I don't need you getting rough. That's the end of that one. Voice 2, hey there, piglet. Thought you might want to take a look at this. Pretty cool, huh? 7, cool, they stole 50 grand. What is this? 2, it's from my first job almost 10 years ago. Voice 5, hey there, honeybee. Why the tears? 6, I need this job to work. 5, we all do. It's a big payday. Comes with a lot of stress. 6, I know. I need like 3 of these paydays. Voice 5, what, why? 6 says, never mind. Gotta stop getting personal. It will be fine. I'm fine. The next one starts with voice 4, keep it stirring. 2, all right. 4, tiger drinks. 5 says, you told me salad sugar. Then our next conversation starts with voice 3. If I could have all your attention, please, thank you. I'm very much looking forward to working with each of you. Blue Star Dust is very special. 2, who's that? Voice 3, what? 7, it's the diamond, dum-dum. Next conversation is everybody besides, I think, 7. Voice 2, I did my job. 3, where is the diamond and Mr. Piglet and your ears bleeding? 2, it's nothing. You should see the guard I took out. 1, something went wrong. 2, a lot of things went wrong. Where the hell is Rabbit? 1, he's not coming back. Who set it off? 3, and where is the diamond? 1, I don't know. 6 says my darts didn't work. Voice 2 says my dart worked. 6 says mine didn't. It just slowed them down and confused them a little. I had to get rough before I could knock out the second guard. He triggered the alarm. 1, what about Nikki? 6, Piglet, I told him to follow me and I'd get him out, but he said he could still do it, so I left him. 2, you left him. 1, where the hell have you been? Is that blood? Voice 3, I passed Rabbit at reception as I was leaving. He was on the phone. What on earth was he doing on the phone, and where is the diamond? 1, he was talking to me, and like I said, I don't know. 2, we gotta get out of here. If they got Piglet or Rabbit, we're made. So actually we're missing 4. We're missing 4 and 7, but we know that 7, I think, is Nikki. So that's everything that's included in the box. I feel like most of this is gonna have to be done online because this isn't really much to go off of anything. So we're gonna head to nickysbarcade.com and see, hopefully there's something that will get us to like the first step even. The website, drop down menus here. You are supposed to type in the search bar, but I just want to see what the website is mentioning. If you love arcade games from the 80s and 90s, you'll love the bar. Got some pictures here. Co-founders Nick and Vincent, location, contact, hours, games. We got hot dog time with a little asterisk here. It's Nikki's favorite. We have a drink menu, bar food. So let's go up top. I'm not noticing anything yet that's like sticking out, but we're gonna type in Nikki 25. We have autopsy and a crime scene report. So let's look at the autopsy. And I'll try to zoom in for you guys so you can actually see. Date of autopsy is June 8th at 2:30 p.m. The findings is deceased male with 2 excessive blunt force trauma areas to the head. Mechanism of death is cerebral hemorrhage stemming from blunt force trauma, as evidenced by a severe fracture across the back of the skull. Cause of death is the cerebral hemorrhage, excessive bleeding in the brain, due to or as a consequence of severe blunt force trauma from a heavy rod-like object. Multiple impacts, multiple impressions. One impact in particular resulted in a partial rounded impression that could have been generated by an incomplete strike from a circular edge. Approximate diameter of circular edge would measure to be 1.7 centimeters. Clothing and valuables is probably just what the guy was wearing. Shirt, trousers, socks, his underwear, shoes, serving apron, and a necktie. External exam, fully developed, well-nourished adult male. And it just says his blunt force injury. Someone can tell me how to pronounce this word because I'm going to... Subcutaneous tissue? Sounds about right. That surrounds the bruising to the cranium suggests that the blunt force injury took place prior to death. There's no evidence of significant natural disease processes, and there's no unusual substances in the bloodstream. He expired at the crime scene approximately at 8:30 p.m. before the arrival of the EMTs. This is a toxicology. There's nothing found. The body was opened using the standard Y incision. The body cavities are free of any significant adhesions or irregular fluids. All organs are present. The head, after initial incision, the scalp flap was reflected back to reveal the superficial muscle layer. The cavity was punctured and swollen with blood. It could be seen along the right temporal. Nothing really to do, I don't think, with anything with all of the other systems. Autopsy, so that's how he died. And this is the crime scene report. So there's property and evidence booked, crime report, and casualty. So call response time was 9:03 p.m., 9:20, the 6th of June. So somebody called at 9. They're saying this guy died at 8:30. So for about 33 minutes, nobody called or knew about this happening. And it took them 17 minutes to respond. The reporting party is Tiago. So the case summary, at 9:03 p.m., they received a call from Tiago, who reported that he found an unresponsive, unidentified male who appeared to be deceased in a secure vault of the auction house. Emergency responders, okay, so they arrived 7 minutes later. The unidentified male was found lying on his back in a pool of blood near the center of the room, and emergency responders could not revive the male, and he was pronounced dead at 9:25. Officers were unable to take a preliminary statement from the reporting party, Tiago, as he was busy conducting crowd control measures at an ongoing auction. He has been ruled out as a suspect. A canvas bag was also found next to the body, full of what appeared to be the tools used to open the room's safe through illegitimate means. As none of the items within the bag appeared to have sustained blood spatter, it can be concluded that they have already been used and stored prior to the incident. An item that appeared to be a diamond was found in the safe at the time of the initial walkthrough. This was soon identified as the replica. A small gold loop the size of a small earring was found near the body. The golden loop was identified by an employee as possibly a gold ringlet that could have fallen off an antique decorative chainmail auction piece sold the week prior. Penderson will be making an appointment with the buyer to perform inspection. A walkthrough of the larger premises, once they were properly evacuated, revealed several other details. The storage room adjacent to the scene of the crime contained 2 groggy men employed as security guards. The men were unconscious and had minor injuries. There were 2 empty dart casings discarded in the room and puncture wounds on the neck. Outside the exterior door, a 3rd guard was found unconscious with a single marking on his neck, no casing found. Surveillance room contained a 4th employee found conscious, bound, and gagged. There were empty dart casings collected that responded to neck wounds on the guard. He claims that everything was fine. He felt a sharp pin prick in his neck and passed out quickly. He did not see his attacker, and that's all there is there. So when you press chat, there's Vincent telling you, when you know who killed my brother, send me their name and I'll take care of the rest. But I'm going to be honest, I really don't have any idea. I think maybe something to do with, if we go back possibly through the suspects or that jewelry pamphlet thing, someone who bought that gold loop. I think this is going to be our main piece of evidence or something, but I don't know, this case is a little weird compared to all the other ones I've done, maybe because it's supposed to be harder, but I feel like it's just not a lot to go off and work with. If you want to cheat the game, I guess you could go on the chat and type in every single person's name as a suspect and see whose name, I guess, works, but that's kind of boring and defeats the purpose. Well, we do still have this thing to figure out, so maybe this could have some clues, but you have to obviously figure out this 17, 4, 12, 21. But what I was saying is this, I don't know if it will have anything. Never mind. Actually, forget what I said, because these are the items that are going to be auctioned. And this was the one that they were going for. So I was looking to see if there was a gold chainmail that had been previously in here that maybe somebody sold, or they said who they sold it to. But I think maybe our best bet is going to be trying to figure out what's in this box. Oh my god. I did 9:15 because it said the auction time was at 9:15. That was luck, y'all. Because I was like, because I have no, bro, I'm so excited. I think it was 9:15. I did like 499, because the first three numbers are here, 499, and then I did 9:15. That was so crazy. That was pure fucking luck. So let's see. Let's see what we have in this box. Okay, see, this is what we need. Oh wait, I actually forgot to share a piece of the evidence. Okay, sorry, I got excited. Forgot to talk about the newspaper article. I literally said the newspaper article is like the most exciting thing. I can't believe I figured that out. Because I had noticed, I had shared this page, and I noticed on all the bottom ones, it said the auction time in bold. All right, diamond death. Man found dead at auction house, and $10 million diamond is missing. Nicholas was found dead last Friday, and a diamond has gone missing from the auction house. According to authorities, he appeared to have been in the process of stealing the diamond, which was set up to go for auction later that night. The employees discovered the body when they entered the storage vault to retrieve the diamond. Our yearly luxury jewelry auction is always such a glamorous affair, said Tiago. Oh, so he's the manager. We always make sure our elite patrons get the best of the best, including gourmet desserts and fine wine. I should have taken it as a bad omen when the caterer spilled blueberry compote on one of our wealthiest patrons right before the 9:30 bidding was about to begin on our gorgeous eternity emerald and diamond necklace. We talked about blueberry earlier at some point. On the back, we have just a woman and a man at the Pantheon Casino. So I don't know if that is any type of clue. Okay, so there's some stuff in here. I feel like we might have more stuff in this box than we do in the other box. Map, or just like what his plan was to do. So yeah, it's kind of similar to this, because up here he has written switch with fake. So obviously he's talking about the diamond. And then on this map, in that spot of where he wrote switch with fake, is the high value item containment locker. So obviously I'm assuming that's where the diamond is. Then we have letters, which I'm thinking maybe, I'm trying to see if the letters match the people's name, because we have P, D, B, T, R, and O. Oh wait, no, it's like Piglet, I think it's like the animal names, like Piglet and everything, Owl. So I guess we don't really know who was where necessarily. So he also has spill wine and stall bid, which is C. Before we go, rabbit, tiger, donkey, bear, piglet, and Christopher, and owl. D is donkey, T is tiger, R is rabbit, O is owl. Okay, the casino again. This was on the back of the newspaper I just shared. This is a letter. It says, "Dear valued slot club member, things are heating up at the casino. You are invited to take part in our tournament, and as a gift, you've been awarded $100 cash. So your lines of credit are straight done. Since you like to count cards, count these and give us a call." So there's A, O, I, V, L plus V, M plus V, T, V, W plus M, N plus N plus V. I have no idea what that even means. So that's just what's on the bottom of this letter. Another newspaper article. Downtown bank robbery ends in shooting, suspects at large. Yesterday at 3 p.m., the Union Bank was held up by 3 individuals wearing Halloween masks. The footage showed 3 suspects as they rushed into the bank and stole $50,000. The only security guard was hit over the head with a lug wrench that was left at the scene. He is reportedly in stable condition. No one else was hurt. And then on the back is about a kitten litter. Not everyone takes a close look at a sewer grate when they walk by in a rush to work or coming back from a night out. Robbie Johnson, age 26, came home from a long day. He stopped in his tracks when he heard a noise from the sewer. It was a litter of cute tiny kittens. He ran up to his apartment and just seemed to take the cats with him. Then we have an RX card for patient's name is Jamie. So I'm guessing this is an alias, and this is the diazepam prescription. So I wonder if somebody's name is Jamie. An alias. Okay, so we have actually Sydney. An alias is Jamie for him. So that could be who got the prescription. This thing, which I don't know. Triplet 30X 21mm. I have no idea what this thing is. I'm sure somebody will let me know what this is. It's like a magnifying glass, I think. Or something, I don't know, but it flipped around. And then we also have it's not like a wallet, but clip-on thing. I showed on the outside of the box. It was like special edition. Collectible bonus clue. So we opened the tin box and I feel like it did not help at all. We do have this little bracelet still too, I don't know. Your lines of credit are straight done. Lines straight count. Count straight lines, 3. Count these and give us a call. Your lines of credit are straight done. Since you like to count cards. So we have all these letters at the bottom. So if we're counting straight lines, we have 1, 2, 3. Give us a call. I'm chatting with this guy. I have to chat with Vincent. Now I gotta call people, girl. 1, 2, 3. I don't think O or 0 has. And yeah, so 3030. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Most phone numbers. Or L plus, oh no, you have to add L and V and M plus V. So you must add those 2 numbers together. So A, I'm counting 1, 2, 3. O doesn't seem to have any lines. So I would say 0. I or 1 is 1. V, I would say 2. 1, 2. L, 1, 2. So we have 2 plus 2. It should be 4. So 301, 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the M plus the V again. So it should be 6. T is 2. V is 2. So let me write this down. What happens if I call this number and it's not for the game? And it's like some random person answers. Okay, so it should be 301. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 is 6. 2, 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 7. 1, 2, 3 plus 3 is 6. 1, 2. Okay, so I have 301, 246, 22762, which obviously is not, unless 62 is the extension code, but that don't seem right. I don't even know if I can physically dial that number, so I don't think I did that right. So I did try calling that number. I got a welcome to Verizon Wireless because that is not a real number. I think I have the right idea, or maybe I'm supposed to chat with, Vincent said I could only message him with the killer's name, so he didn't say to give him a phone number. This is crazy. I've never actually had to call anybody. I need to get this number shorter somehow. Okay, so let's start over. 11. Okay, oh wait, I messed up because I did 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, so I have an extra number because I for some reason thought there was a comma here. So I did M plus N comma V, but it's supposed to be M plus N plus V. So let's get rid of the 62 because that's not right. 1, 2, 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. I have 301, 246. So 2278 should be, it should be that. All right, let's try this one. This is getting so embarrassing because this one actually rang, but I guess I just hung up because it sounded like someone was about to pick up and I got nervous. I'm like sweating over here because I literally thought like someone picked up. I'm assuming if you're actually calling somebody, like, it's just gonna go to a recording. But yeah, oh my god, I'm like nervous that they're gonna call me back. I don't like this. I don't like this aspect of the game. 1, 2, 3. The 2278 is wrong. All right, so 3, 4 plus. Oh shit. Oh shit. And I think it's 2288, not 2278. And I called 2278. Yo, I'm gonna call this number, and if it don't work, then I'm not gonna say I'm gonna give up, but I don't know. I don't know what else we can do, but I'm not a fan of just calling random numbers. Okay, y'all. I'm sweating over here. Okay, this time it worked and it didn't ring. So that's why, like, last time I was nervous. Is it gonna go to a voicemail or like a fake voicemail? But this, it started, the recording was just like, you could tell it was set up. So it didn't even ring. It just said, like, you have one new message. And it was a voicemail from, it's very muffled, but it says, we are coming for Memphis or something like that. See you soon, I think is what they said. But something to do with Memphis. I don't know what person here. This guy, the Sid, is from Nashville, which Sid was the one that is, oh, his alias is Memphis. But he's also the one too that has Jamie as the prescription. His alias was Jamie. Man, how do you keep up with all your names, bro? So I feel like this is who we're talking about. At this rate, I want to type in Sydney or Sid. I don't even know if that's going to work on the chat with Vincent and see if he says if I'm wrong. I feel like he has 2 pieces of evidence so far that are kind of not like incriminating, but he is really like the only person right now that it seems like there's anything pointing to him. Let's go back up top. How did we get Nikki 25? How did we get to chatting? Sydney? Is that how you spell his name, I think? Oh, it was Sydney. You're right. It was Sid. Things have to move fast. I'll get back to you. Okay, now what? Oh, okay. He sent me a detective letter. Okay, so I mean, all right, we'll read this and then we're gonna talk about this case more. All right, here we go. Detective, you were right. That scumbag Sid killed Nikki. That prescription showed that someone named Jamie got that weaker chemical which messed with Francesca's darts. And that voicemail you heard was for someone named Memphis. He was the only person who used both of those aliases. He needed money fast and he had a plan. See, that, like I said, that was the only 2 things that showed any type of evidence. And this is me just talking to you guys right now. Hi. That was like explaining that, I don't know, like everyone else, there was nothing pointing at them to make it seem like it could be them. I wasn't sure until voice number 2 on the transcript was bragging about that newspaper article and how Nikki's autopsy showed an injury the same size as a lug wrench. I did notice that not the original newspaper article, but the one talking about the bank, it mentioned a lug wrench. So I did wonder if that was how he got killed, but whatever, I didn't really think it mattered because we didn't know who committed the robbery at the bank, so it didn't really serve no purpose to me. Since he was assigned the codename Donkey, making him the getaway driver, Sid had access to the murder weapon. When I looked close enough at that photo of Sid on the dossier, I could see he was... Oh, I did not catch that. I could see he wore an earring that looks like what was described in the crime scene report, placing him at the scene. I thought about tracking Sid down. I found where he was hiding and sent his location to the cops with all the information you got me. I don't think he'll do well in prison, and he had the diamond on him still, so that got returned. Felt kind of good. The rest of the crew scattered. Adina Tiger was getting a blueberry stain at the time of the murder. She's running some small scams back in New Mexico. Big Bear's gone quiet. I haven't been able to track Francesca down. I hope things with her daughter turn out all right. That bracelet she dropped put her exiting the building at the time of the murder through the side entrance. If I ever find her, I'll let you know, and you can give her the bracelet back. Dolores used the codename Owl, which was stuck in the surveillance room, and before she could get out, Teddy, aka Rabbit, gave her a call from reception. I thought those 2 would be together, but it looks like Dolores flew north to Canada. Teddy is around Mexico. Maybe they'll retire together. And then Loic, I really don't know how to pronounce that name. I thought with his family history, he was trying to get the diamond, and maybe he was, but at the time of the murder, he left through reception, seeing Teddy on his way out. Sir Christopher is riding the rails around Europe, posing as a distant cousin of the royal family. I'm working on getting Nikki's. be arcade up and running, I started thinking I could do what you do too. I'm going to start solving crimes instead of committing them. I'll leave it up while I continue talking to you guys if there's anything else that gets sent. Okay, let's talk about this case while I pack everything up here. I didn't like this one. Oh, I'm like really zoomed in here. Hey guys. Okay, I think I really got lucky with the lock, so maybe this would have taken up a good duration of trying to figure out this case. So shout out to me for being awesome. You can see in this photo, this was the gold loop that I was looking for earlier. I just was looking in the wrong place for it. I was looking in the auction house pamphlet. I just had to look at this guy's earring here. Compared to other cases, if you guys have watched them, they are so much more like intriguing and interesting. Like I immediately had said when I went through all the evidence, I'm like, this don't really seem like a lot. There's usually a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of reading. Like my voice is usually tired by the time I'm done doing this because I had so much reading to do. A lot of the cases, maybe this is usually unsolved cases that does this, they will do like interrogations with the suspects. So then sometimes you get like incriminating details of something they might have mentioned. This, it kind of just, I don't know. I feel like it lacked a lot of clues and stuff. Like it wasn't really much to go off of, or like the clues that they gave kind of just gave it away. I think once you kind of noticed that, oh, Sydney was the one that got the prescription, and then they're talking about Memphis, he's the only person with that name. With other cases I've done, there have been plenty of times when I've said like, okay, my top 2 suspects, because they both look guilty, there's both evidence against them. I mean, there wasn't much really to go off of to make it seem like anybody else could be guilty, at least in my opinion, or based off the facts that I was reading to you guys. But that being said, I did enjoy playing this. Make sure to subscribe before you go so that you guys don't miss any more videos that I may post sharing these games. I'll see you back here tomorrow for the next day of Vlogmas. Bye!